Hello everyone, and welcome back to EToH with EToH, and the long break is over. Long break is over. I don't know why I voice, but I being every remorseless, it was painful, and I be every insane, which is also painful. So I'm gonna record these two videos, and whether or not they appear on the same day, I don't know. But we'll rank every remorseless, and this should be funny. 'Cause I'm funny. I'm funny. And always there should be a worse remorses and what okay, I may not agree most of the time with the community, but I'll be honest, it has to be Top Dust Plus that is the worst. And it's a shame because I feel like no matter what this no matter who plays it, I'm pretty sure everyone thinks this tower is horrible. Like this may be the one thing we can all agree that no one likes this. And it's a shame because I did kind of enjoy it, but obviously that I won't let that bias like keep it at last place. So before we talk about what this tower does wrong, let's talk about what I liked about it. So what I liked, well, first of all, I had a strange amount of enjoyment when playing this tower. For some reason, I don't know why. Like 40% of the time, I didn't mind it, and at least it wasn't raging. So it has that going for it. As well as on the white floor, the XYZ puzzle, that's the only good puzzle in my opinion. Sure it does have its own little problems with the indication, but in terms of the puzzle, it's nice and it's good. And the final thing, floors 1 and 2 aren't really bad. So if you fall down to the beginning, which you probably would do a lot in this first half, at least the first 2 floors aren't annoying, so you can get back up without being irritated. Let's talk about the like thousands of things this tower does wrong, and firstly, all of its every other puzzle that isn't the XYZ puzzle is really bad, and really unindicated, such as Lloyd puzzle as on the grave floor where you have to look below you to see the platform. Yeah, that's nil, and also the I just pointed at my screen. Oh yeah, that purple. Yeah, we have to go to numbers. Yep, that doesn't make sense at all. Even watching the guide, that didn't make sense. And finally, gameplay. Just gameplay that is in these first 2 floors is pretty annoying. And I guess floor 5 isn't that bad, but everything else, like floor 3 is just a bunch of waiting, as well as the X pusher momentum jump that has that shuffle platform. Yeah, that's bad. And floor 4 is basically impossible to do legit for some reason. Oh yeah, and floor 8's teleporter. How lovely. So if you don't have a helicopter item when you have to move teleport, that's nil, which is just exquisite. And also floor 9, we had to move the button platform. I had a really annoying time with that. That took up a while. So yeah, while I may not have a disliking towards this tower, this has to be last place because this house is just so bad and everything, and easily F tier. I give it 2.6 out of 10 though, since again I didn't hate it. It's fine, I guess. And zone 1 is starting off strong with half of its remorseless being taking up the bomb spots, because now you have to have this extreme dystopia. And I feel like this and Tower of Zesplas kind of switch the positives and negatives, because while Tower of Zesplas I at least kind of enjoyed it, this one was paying, and I did not like it. It was just really insufferable. However, the gameplay is what is better, since it is at least kind of quality. But it's only slightly better than Tower of Zesplas. And I'll be honest, it's the purism that's the only reason it's up to 5, because it's definitely not quiet objects. Like that Clyde object sure may look cool for a time, but playing it the intentional way is awful. And you just have to do skip if you don't want something bad. Floor 7 literally has nothing, which probably makes it the best floor of the tower. And floor 8 has a soft lock, and 8 has some horrid gameplay. But yeah, that's nice, I guess. So yeah, this may be unenjoyable in Tao's S Plus, but come on, TOZ had to be in last place. If I had to choose a second last place, it'd be this, since this is the only other F tier I can think of. But it's a 2.8 out of 10. Again, maybe not horrendous, but I did not enjoy it at all. I had a bloody painful time trying to record this yesterday, because Raiden 7 just wouldn't load for some reason. And only Raiden 7. Zone 9 and 10 would load, but not this. Wow, weird. When talking about never-ending business. And oh my god, this is probably the most unenjoyable Remorseless in this entire game. It's just so bad and so repetitive to play through. Like I know I said TOED wasn't enjoyable. This is so, it feels so bad to play through and so annoying. Right, and the reason it is in the bomb too, is because at least the creator tried, and at least it has some quality. I mean the design looks nice, even though design has nothing to do with this ranking. It's fully gameplay. But yeah, at least there was effort put in some places, and 4.5 isn't bad. Even though 4.5 is the only board for burn progress, which 4.5 is probably the easiest for it, and it's the only one with burn progress. What's wrong with that? But yeah, that's it. Just super unenjoyable spinner gameplay. I don't even mind spinner gameplay, but the way this tower uses it, it's awful. But I guess not awful B and F tier, but yeah, this is still D- tier though. And I give it a 3.4 out of 10. 10, unfortunate, because this cell looked French, like French rat hole. Alright, let's go. We are in Ring 2. We're in Ring 2 with the cows. And wow, so Wacky Strategy has the same acronym as cows. I wonder what that means. Haha, you actually thought cows was going to be this low. No, it's toes. It's obviously Tower of... I like toe. Alright, so about this tower. I mean, it's pretty low quality gameplay. I didn't have no fun. Like, I did have some fun, but not really a lot. Well, it's just, it has to be this low because its gameplay's pretty low quality, and also the tower's pretty empty, and also it's killback spam, like over half of the time. So yeah, I don't really like, and also the second half just having traps. That's just kind of just artificial difficulty, and I don't really like that. Yeah, nothing else really to talk about. It just kind of has to be this low, as a 3.6 out of 10. 10 with nothing special going on really. Wow, Rain 5. I love Rain 5. Rain 5 is so peak. Of cock or what? Okay, we'll talk about Tower of Frack Turd. What? What a rifting video. Only not even 9 minutes in, and I'm always stuttering. Wow. We have Tower fractured obstacles, and like toes, this is pretty obvious. I mean, it's just long jump spin, long jump spin, and that's awful. Granted, I think it could have been a lot worse. Like, I don't think Full 1 and 2, I don't think Fulls 1, 3, and 10 are bad. Like, those are the only ones that I think are kind of good. Not even good, just don't piss me off. And again, even though it's only the 4 jumps span, I can respect it. Well, I don't respect that, but I do respect the partial nets. Because without the partial nets, this would definitely have been more painful, but hey, they're there. And that's nice. So yeah, I feel like the cell could have been infinitely worse, and as of now, still pretty terrible, but I guess not really horrible. And I just gave it a 3.6 out of 10. And just not good. Oh, talk winky. Wow. We have Tower of Dance Destruction. Have Triple D next. And what do I think? Well, this, funnily enough, spoiler alert, I don't think any of the Zone 4 monsters are fun. And obviously this is a Zone 4 monsters, and this is probably the least fun. So here's the thing, I just don't like this gameplay like at all really. It's just very annoying. And there are just multiple parts that just could have been better if it wasn't done in the way that this tower does. So there's the speaker box, like the speaker mini tower they have to do. Why is the edges like a kill brick insta kill? Like why does it do that? It doesn't need to do that, and I don't know why it did that. As well as why is this tower raised? Of all towers to raise, why this one? Like why? Like towers such as cows, those have reason to be raised because it's interesting. But this, no, just makes it more annoying. And it sucks. In fact, this whole tower kind of sucks. The only reason it's this high is because I can respect the effort that went to this tower, even though I don't respect the tower's gameplay at all. I just give it a 3.7 out of 10. 10. I don't like it, but it's there. It's there. It's there. Yeah, it's there, and I have AIDS. Wow. I wonder which of these monsters will be up next. Surely it's not Pastel Pillars, and you're right, it isn't Pastel Pillars because it's Beak Block Berserk. And all I can say is thank God this is so short. In fact, that's why it's not in the bottom 6, because at least this is short. It's like really short. Like this like 7 minutes long, and thank God it's only like 7 minutes long, because if it wasn't, this would unironically be a horrible, like a infinitely worse experience. Because I'll say this, the purism is fine. I only have any quarrels with the purism. Because I'm sure some parts are too hard, but I guess for this show it doesn't matter. No, problem is the beat blocks. Again, like ToeNed, I don't mind the mechanic here, which this mechanic being beat blocks. Just how this tower uses them is just very awkward. It sucks. In fact, I don't know why this tower is so enjoyable. Because when I first tried to beat this, it was awful. Like ungodly, unbearable, but now coming back to it, I mean I won't call it good, but it's definitely gotten slightly better, I would say. And I guess none of the floors stick out as truly awful. It's called kind of the same, which let's be D+ tier, and a 4.3 out of 10. Like minor. Oh god, no, we're in Zone 6 already. We're already in Zone 6, and the worst is usually Tower Brief challenges. No, you guys are wrong. Tower Brief challenges is good. No, the worst is Tower Petrica Resentment. And I finally get to talk about the 2 towers that added to replace Tower of Astral Fusion. And Astral Fusion was a tower that I quite liked. So are these 2 good? No, these wasn't. These picks were ass. Both of these, like none of them was good. At least Tower Sakura Bloom was fine. This pisses me off. Why is this in game? Why is this in Zone 6? This is awful. I truly mean an awful. This might not be an awful tower, but this is an awful pick. Because this gameplay is just bad. I don't like this. Feels like this whole tower just spikes for no reason. I hate this. Like the first few floors, they only exist to annoy you, and the last few floors, they only exist to be a difficulty spike and to refuse to let you win. And again, the thing that pissed me most off is that we could have had a good remorse. We could have 2 good remorses, but instead we got something that was mid and something that is just bad. And this is the bad one. Because god, this tower's gameplay is just so annoying. It's at best generic, that this whole tower is, and at worst just plain awful. It's a bloody mess, this tower is. And a 4.4 out of 10. A 10. This house makes me so angry for no reason, maybe, but I hate gay tower. Oh! Wow, cock. Okay, I'm back from hating myself. Now we can talk about cordial idols, and I'll say this: Remorseless Citadels are definitely like they are significantly better than Tense Citadels. Like for some reason, compared to 10 citadels, all these citadels are pretty good. Even instead of quadrilaterals, because there's at least some decent things in this citadel. But let's talk about this citadel and stuff. Why I think it's the weakest citadel of the Remorseless difficulty. Now, pre-nerf, it was awful. And post, you know, it basically is soul crushing pre-nerf, and the gameplay was so imbalanced. Now we have post-nerf, which is just high peak Remorseless. And I'll be honest, I didn't enjoy this. It wasn't fun. This just feels like a massive loop fail. Like you get to, like once you unlock a new net, that's basically loop fail. So about some, I don't think most towers that people call loop fail, I don't think they're loop fail. This tower citadel though, I think it's completely fail. Like because you have these 4 floors which are its own loop fail, then like these 3 floors which are its own loop fail, then those 3, and then those 2. It's like sectioned off loop fails. And it does help that the gameplay isn't really enjoyable. The gameplay is pretty annoying, I'll be honest. Maybe not bad, but it's pretty annoying. That's not my type of gameplay. And thankfully, this is the only bad Remorseless citadel, I think, which is lovely. But wow, I'm not a fan of this one. It's definitely not for me. It's 4.8 out of 10. It's pretty uninteresting when it's not being like ungodly annoying at most. Wow. Oh my god, zone. Lost River is so peak. Telling every mistake is so peak. This house is so... No, it's not. Now, am I ranking every Remorseless Plus video which I only made that just for filler because I knew I wasn't going to rank every Remorseless anytime soon. But in that video, I'd say I'm basically just going with good. Say why didn't that? So that'll be most videos I'd be in then, but especially this because this not really anything to talk about other than this tower is pretty annoying. Sure, gameplay may just be intense difficulty, but I don't know. It's just annoying. This tower should not be this long. I'll be honest. If it wasn't so long, I probably would have enjoyed it more. But as of now, just a pretty annoying experience. I didn't really enjoy anything. However, I will say this first tower that's a truly great segment because the very final part where you use jump boost to go up to the tower, that's fun. That is a really fun idea and good. I think they executed really well. Shame that the rest of the tower had to be just a boring mess that I don't care about at all, and just stuck being a 4.9 out of 10. Then gameplay could have been so much, but gameplay could have been so much better, and this would have been actually good. It's just I don't care for it much. Nutballs. Well, I wonder what we're gonna be playing. Well, I wonder what we're gonna be playing. Well, I wonder what we're gonna be playing. Wow. Ash Tower. No, we're not gonna be basic hot boys and say that mechanical disarray is the weakest one there, because the weakest Remorseless is still climactic beats for me. I don't know why I said still. I probably didn't be in more suppose. I didn't rewatch that video. That video was pretty cringe. Yeah, about this tower. I will say, in terms of all the bad towers I could have survived, it's probably the best of them because this gameplay is probably the best, which would be the obvious reason. But honestly, I don't know. I know. All I know is that the first few floors are just very annoying. They're not bad, just very annoying. But everything else in this tower is just kind of fine. The best might have been floor 8, so I just don't remember. This was just very forgettable, like I'll be honest. Like when I'm not having an unenjoyable time, I'm just forgetting this tower. But at least this tower doesn't do anything intentionally wrong. I'll say it's just kind of by itself a nothing experience. And a 4.9 out of 10. At least it's not really bad. Well, it is bad, but not really bad. Cleo me. Okay, back in Wing 5, and we finally get to talk about how Citadel of Contrasting Regions is the best Remorseless in Zaya, because next we talk about Tower of Glitches and Glitching and Healing. And this is the sort of towers that go from bad to just I'm indifferent. We have Toga, and this is just glitches and healing. And I'll be honest, I don't really enjoy this gameplay. Like the glitches are fine, I guess. I still enjoy it, and the healing part is just there to drag on your wait time for this tower. So that's just pretty bad. But yeah, why it's this high? It's because at least I kind of enjoyed it my time with this tower. I will say I did fall once, like on the end of floor 10, like like the soft lock part. Yeah, that wasn't fun. But I'd say everything else in this tower is pretty fine. Like the tower isn't really annoying to play through. It's just certain floors. I'd say the middle floors, like from 4 to 7, those are the only bad ones. Other than that, sounds fine. And Alpha C tier, they get 5.0 out of 10. Out of 10 because I'm fine. No, I'm not. Alright, we in 7. Last place was that. Not last place. The weakest was in say it was pretty obvious. Now we get the second weakest. And it has something to do with Tower of Viewing Victory. The tower beside Tower of Viewing Victory, which is Tower of Ultraviolet. And what do I have to say about this well, first, this is probably going to be a hot take, as I have horrible takes, and this is during a pretty light tower, and I don't like it, unfortunately. And I feel like the entire problem is that I just don't really like this gameplay, especially when it goes on for this long. So like this first floor, it's pretty fine as is, but it just gets so like boring throughout. So like the reason I really like this house is how boring it is, and the only thing that isn't boring, there's only one part that's boring. It's not good. It's bad. It's the push box section. Because well I think we all know how pointless the push box is, and how yeah I don't really like it. I will say 410 is pretty good though. It's probably the only like decent floor of this tower, being a speedrun, and a good speedrun at that. So that floor, I really enjoy this tower, even though I can respect it for being at least a little creative. So it gets a 5.0 out of 10 from that. I'm not getting any higher, unfortunately. Bust. Hooray! We can talk about how funky grooves next. How funny, how funky is all my grooves. Yeah, this tower. I think this is another liked one. However, I don't think this would be as steamy of a hot take as the last one. So we have Tower of Funky Grooves and what about this tower? This is kind of just exactly the same as Tower of Ultraviolet, where this isn't really gameplay I like. I like to say, however, this is better because at least it doesn't go on for as long. I'd say that this tower has slightly more annoying gameplay, but it goes on for a short amount of time, and between the two, I think this is slightly better since it gets over quickly. Even though this tower definitely has its spikes here and there, especially near the middle. I'd say floors 5 through 9 are where it spikes a lot, really. And that's why it's still only a 5.0 out of 10. Out of 10, because that's not for me, bro. Jesus Christ, could none of the Remorseless in Zone 4 gone above a C-? That's crazy. Because now we have Tornado to Viking. It's the best of the 4. But probably the most annoying of the 4. Okay, so I'll be honest, this tower is the peak of Remorseless, as we probably all know. And this gameplay is pretty damn annoying. Like, I'll be honest, this tower is just pretty unfun to play through. The reason it's this high, the only reason it's this high is because I can respect its gameplay, really. But come on, it just spikes so much, and it causes it to be just a pretty unenjoyable experience. And when it doesn't spike, the gameplay is just pretty standard. Which I guess nothing wrong with being standard. And over ungodly annoying, but yeah, I don't really enjoy this tower. I mean, it looks cool, but looks have nothing to do in this ranking. And I just give it a 5.1 out of 10. I mean, pretty annoying, I gotta be honest. Tower of Chaotic Moments is a tower that exists. Alright, up next we have Tower of Brutal and Bizarre Torment, and wow, this is an interesting tower. Okay, let's actually talk about TOCM. But honestly, I could just left the segment as this being a tower that exists, because this is the most unspecial tower to exist. This is the most fine tower in this entire game. And I guess for that it's pretty impressive, but I mean, I'm not gonna rate it high because sure it does nothing wrong really, but it doesn't really do anything right. What do I think about it? It does do one thing I guess slightly wrong, and that's the floor outside thing. The lawn outside we have to collect a lot of buttons. So well, also that might be a bit weird. Weird, at least it's something at least. Because it's just the most C-tier tower to ever exist, in other words. In a 5.2 out of 10. And just not... It's, right now, my brother's no time to talk about Tobat. And before I say anything, let me just say this is infinitely better than Tower of Cruel and Unusual Punishment. Sure, sure, the bar might be in hell, but hey, at least it's better than that one. The problem is that this is just another mediocre, Remorseless difficulty. And I say that this shows a problem that I guess some other Mon towers have where it's a bit hard to sight read and also a bit unfair, mainly because of how hard it is to sight read. So what I mean is that like the puzzles aren't really enjoyable. I must say, like I say half are fine, but the other half are pretty annoying. And the Pearson isn't really anything to give praise or complain about. It's just fine. This is just a fine modern tower. This is basically the modern version of Tower of Chaotic Moments. And it's just funny 5.3 out of 10. And I'd say it's slightly better than TSCM. Yeah, I'm not saying much so. Oh my god. Oh wow. I just had a massive long yawn. It was like a never-ending story. But now we have Citadel of Peril. Wow, my second least favorite Remorseless Citadel. And this one is kind of weird to talk about. Because firstly, we have the Rising Lava mechanic, which I don't mind. I don't mind when towers just Rising Lava. Both this and Super of Pursuit use it well, I think. But now we have the gameplay of this Citadel, and it's pretty weird. Thankfully, all of it is basically like around peak intense to low Remorseless, so it isn't that frustrating to deal with. I didn't hate it that much, but I'll be honest, there are just certain flaws of this Citadel that are pretty annoying in my opinion. Mainly just two. Firstly, the one with the moving walls, like that was just so slow to complete, and it's just not fun really. And then but then we have the most annoying floor in my opinion, the floor after the moving wall floor, because that has the most annoying jumps in the tower, and I don't like those jumps because those just feel so off difficulty and harder than just the entirety of the rest of the tower. But in those two floors, I didn't mind it. Sure, the grind wasn't really fun, but the Citadel itself isn't bad at all. It's pretty fine. And 5.6 out of 10. I don't mind. I didn't dislike it. It's just not really a fun experience. If we play through the whole thing, really. Yay! We get to finally talk about the live stream for Remorseless well. I mean, yeah, it's obvious I don't script my videos, but now we have to sit of contrasting regions. And another like the other two Citadels, kind of complicated to talk about. That's kind of every Remorseless Citadel. It's kind of complicated to talk about. We have this one. I guess all of its floors kind of have their own quality. Like these snow floors are pretty decent and not really bad. Then you have the desert floors, which are pretty annoying to go through. Not bad, they're just pretty annoying. Then you have the jungle floors, which are pretty boring. Then you have the basements, which are, I guess, the worst part because some have GBJs, and I hate the part where killbricks are now non-killbricks and non-killbricks are killbricks. It's because I die one because I don't think it's indicated. I'll be honest. I refuse to believe it's indicated. Okay, and it's just pretty bad. bad because I remember when I died to it, there's no indication of either where it started or where it ended, and that was just such a bad fail. And then you had the lava floors, which aren't anything special again, and then the heaven floor, which also isn't anything special. I feel like the Citadel should be lower, but I didn't have a bad time playing through it, because at least Citadel's kind of short, and it is pretty enjoyable. Like it may be low quality, but it is kind of enjoyable, and a 5.7 out of 10. Only barely better than Cobb though. Okay, I just suck. Ah, wow. Zone 9 is so peak. Unfortunately, there's one town here that I don't really think is good, and it's EToH. I don't know why I took a long way like a buffoon, but we have EToH voyaging into the earth. What do you think? And this is a problem. There's in a few mod towers where it's just cycles between safe gameplay and punishing gameplay, and I don't like that because well I don't like it when it cycles. I'd be safe but be punishing. Be punishing. I like to think. Or at least if you're safe, you may only have like 1, maybe 2 unsafe sections. Not like these mod towers where you have multiple for no reason. Reason is pretty bad. But we have EToH, and this does have a problem with that. That where gameplay technically isn't interesting, and the punishment doesn't really help with it, since punishment feels pretty unfair. And also the gameplay is really spiky. Like sometimes feels like intense difficulty, and other times it feels like low insane difficulty. There's not really an in between with this tower. So sure you can have fun, and to give it credit, I don't think any of its client object use are used horribly, so to say. It's just used weird, and a 5.7 out of 10. So that's 5.7 out of 10. Not really special, but it's funny. We're in the mines. We're in miners. This is going to be the first video on YouTube to get negative monetization. We have to pay for it. We have to have questionable trials now. Yeah, to have questionable trials, and luckily this one's pretty easy to explain its placement. All the gameplay is pretty decent. The second half spikes a bit, and floor 10 is unnecessarily long and unnecessarily the hardest floor. This floor, and yeah, that's it. 5.8 out of 10. I'm not gonna explain more. You chodes. Let's go. We have the Starter Archives this early. Holy, I live crappy on this area. No reason. I'm just hate it. No worth think about. And what's the worst one? Most of the house without home. Funny Amoy Tower. Funny Amoy. But now this tower. I'll say this will be our first. Well, kind of like self-cultural hours actually was kind of just net nation. You get to a net, then you fail that part, then you get to another net, and you fail that part. That part, unfortunately, it does feel kind of like net nation, but I will say the gameplay itself is pretty nice. Like those platforms, I don't think there's any bad use to those platforms. Like those are pretty interesting. And again, I guess it's not kind objects. Times just appearism. That could be pretty annoying. Like when you get to a snow floor, that's pretty annoying. If I say so. But more importantly, the stair floor, where you have to like go upstairs and go separate, like that void floor. I don't know exactly what it's called or what floor it's on, but yeah, that floor is also by itself pretty annoying. And again, I wish this tower wasn't as annoying, but unfortunately it kind of is. It can only be a 5.9 out of 10, even though I do respect some of its gameplay at least. Wow, the fact that you actually thought we were done with the TSA tiles at this moment. No. So we have more tiles. Now we have to talk about Steeple Cheesy Vengeance. First of all, why is this 30 minutes long? A Steeple 30-minute long Steeple, really? For no reason, that's crazy. And it kind of suffers for it. Now we have and now let's talk about punishment. Another tower that kind of struggles with punishment. because most of it is free, but it can be really punishing. I'm saying, and the last part, I feel like I have to complain about the last part, because let's say I play a title, you have to gather 4 ingredients to make, and you're on this a timer. It's technically very lenient, but timer. But Jesus Christ, the tomato. When you had to get to the tomato, that part is so much harder. It's harder. That part's like high insane difficulty. Like, I mean, that part is just so jank and so unfun to do. God, that part was just so infuriating. I died to it. I died to it. It is my fault. Even on the run where I won that, where I beat it, that still took me easily the longest by triple. Because the other three are pretty simple. It's just that part and so annoying. In fact, and that's not the only annoying part. The construction site one where it's got to say Builder Man. That one's also kind of annoying. That's just it struggles by being annoying. And can only be a 5.9 out of 10. But there are at least some parts with enjoyable gameplay at least. And oh yeah, and story doesn't factor either, but story is funny. And that's it really. Oh my god, oh. This is the longest tier. There are so many B tiers we have to cover now. I mean, it's long, as you'll see on the tier list, but we have a lot of the B tiers. And we're starting in 4, which is a good sign because the 2 Remorseless in this area are pretty disliked, and I have them both in B tier or above. But for now, we'll talk about Tower of Corrupted Nightmares. And you know what? I'll start by saying I get the hate for this. I completely get that there are too many thin platforms, which I will agree with. Full 9 is a difficulty spike, which I will agree with. If that full is pretty bad. Now for why it's this high and why I don't dislike it for some reason. I think the only reason I had fun with this is because even though there's quite a bit of thin gameplay, I think just being Tower of Confusion before this helped me with thin stud control. And I guess that helped me, but even then, when it's not thin stud, it is kind of nice, the gameplay. Like these first few floors, sure they're easier than the rest, but they're satisfying. And even kind of the later floors, excluding the last 2 floors, they're pretty fun. In fact, that's just this tower. I managed to enjoy it somehow. And so it might not be valid, I completely agree with you, but I somehow managed to enjoy it. And it allows me at first B tier be a 6.0 out of 10. For some reason, I don't know why it's this high. Like who? Like, holy Silent Abyss is so peak. I don't know why I'm saying this. We all knew that, but we have talked about Sequel of Moonlit Acropolis, which is a tower I actually enjoy. And I will say, this is the first tower where I don't think has bad gameplay. I don't think its gameplay is bad. The problem is just that it's pretty unsight readable. Like the gameplay and puzzles I think are good. It's just how unsight readable it is. And I never really lost because the gameplay is hard. I would lose because it's kind of hard to sight read. Thankfully, this was pretty short. So if you were to fail on like the final stretch, which I had 2 times, failed at 2 times, you can get back quickly. And that's why this has in B tier because sure unsight readability hurts it, but I did enjoy it at least, being a 6.1 out of 10. Wow. I'll be completely honest. I don't know why Triple Jeopardy is this high. Well, I don't know. This house is immensely forgettable for me. For me, like I don't really remember anything from this tower. First tower, really. I will say it is funny. I can skip like 80% of the first floor. That's really what I remember. I think the later floors are pretty fun, but then I don't know. This was a massive forgettable tower, but at least I remember. At least I don't remember struggling or having like no fun on this, cause that's a plus. I like how I didn't have no fun on this. It may only be a 6.1 out of 10, but that's fine. That's funny. GBJ. I love GBJs. I love GBJs so much. I love GBJs so much. Oh yay. We have Tower of Icky Adventures. And let's go. No one cares about story. We care about the gameplay. And I will say about the gameplay itself. I will say I said that 3 times already, but I'll say it 4 times. Now ice gameplay. I feel like this ice gameplay, it doesn't utilize it poorly. This is basically a non-terrible version of Tower Slipping and Sliding in my opinion. Unfortunately, there's nothing really special or memorable about this. I will say I do like the wood floors, like when you get inside, like okay, once you get out of this whole cave thing, you go to like the warm floors, the wood floors, like the house floor. Yeah, the workshop floors. I don't know, I call it 5 different names, but those floors are fun. But yeah, again, we have the last part where we have limited amount of lives over a final stretch, and that final stretch, it is pretty hard for a tower of this difficulty and not really fun. But I mean, I didn't not enjoy my time with this tower. It was alright, and simple 6.2 out of 10. There's just really nothing else. This tower's fine. I am fine. Oh man. Wow. We could talk about have really nasty ideas. I am really ideal. I'm ideally nasty. Yes, that's what. Now, I will say, I do say that. Now, this is again another tower that goes on for too long. However, I will say of all the towers that go on for too long, this is probably the one that. It's probably one I'm least annoyed with. Sure, 30 minutes is long, but I'll be honest, it doesn't really feel like that. It just feels like 20 plus minutes long. And again, it does drag out, but not nearly as long as some others do. Now gameplay is fine. In fact, gameplay can sometimes be decent. I will say if there are any parts I didn't really enjoy, it would be Full 9. Full 9 just gameplay by itself, it isn't as good as everything else. And then there's Full 10, which gameplay wise is pretty decent. It just goes on for too long, both inside and outside. I will say outside is slightly better than the inside, but it does go on for a bit. That is this tower. It does go on too long, but it only goes on like a bit too long, not way too long. I'd still give it 6.2 out of 10. Out of 10, it's just simple, and I can respect it for being simple and not really doing anything wrong. Yes, we're in zone 10. Holy peak this area is. But we're gonna talk about Kutwi. We'll talk about later other things. We have Tower of the Depressing Fortress, Despondent Fortress. I love turning off music for copyright because the Dust Brothers are horrible. Now for the gameplay. Wow, this gameplay is a mixed bag. If you saw my intense ranking, this is basically Tower of Expecting the Unexpected, where its gameplay can vary. Like it's not vary in terms of enjoyability. However, I will say this side better than that one because it feels like for this you have to beat 2 separate steeples. Like first one is Fully Ascending, where falling sucks, but the gameplay doesn't really. And the second half is fully netted basically, but has way harder gameplay. And I will say this doesn't fit. Back when this was peak, this was not peak intense. So now it's low and more. So I feel like it should be like low mid at least. Because again, this is pretty hard for a tower like this. And I guess not really enjoyable. I mean, I didn't mind my time with it. It's just, I don't know, it's just fine. Because at least sometimes that the gameplay can be good, hence why it is this high. And hence why I give it a 6.3 out of 10. I think this is fine. And I am fine. I've used that joke too many times to kill me. Oh yeah, this music is peak. Hey, jig. Now we have Tower Forever, Sleeping Flower. Wow, now I will say, this is the first popular tower that I honestly do get the opinion of. It is pretty safe, I'll be honest. I will say kind of Net Nation, not as much as the other towers I brought up that were Net Nation, but this is only slightly. And I guess I didn't really truly enjoy it. I guess there weren't any parts that I did unironically truly enjoy, except for the last part. Like the last part was like where you have to like go fast. That's fun. Like that's a good way to have a punishing section, kind of. Even though it isn't run ending, it's pretty fun. Unfortunately, the rest of the style's gameplay just isn't all that interesting to me. Although yeah, again, I can respect it fully. It's just not. I can recognize it's not for me. Although I'm thankful I did enjoy it. And that's a 6.3 out of 10. It's fine. Alright, next we have Tile of Pastel Pillars, and I will say, this actually surprised me. This personally surprised me. Because if you play the first 6 floors, you think, wow, this tower stinks! This tower is cheeks, this tower is horrid! This tower is absolutely abysmal, and yeah, I agree. The first 6 floors do not leave a good impression at all. But then you play the rest of this tower, and floors 7 to 10, floors 7, 8, 9, 10, those last 4 are pretty fun. I will say they are pretty fun. They are very, in fact, they are very fun. And sure, these first 6 floors aren't really good. Those last 4 are really fun. Just another case of a mixed bag tower. But at least I was pleasantly surprised as well, because I've heard kind of negative things towards this, but playing it and actually being it, not that bad of an experience. Although it does go on for too long, I will say. But yeah, not too bad. 6.4 out of 10. Out of 10, good tower, good enough tower. My balls hurt. Let's go. He hates the tower. Well, he hates the tower. But now we have Cosser. Instead of Scythe Recognition. And honestly, I feel like this should go lower, but I'll be honest, this gameplay is pretty alright. Okay, we have the horizontal floors, which suck. Like, honestly, they suck. Kind of. Push box, meaningless. The no jump floor, the worst floor of the Citadel, and I did not like that. But then you have just the ascending floor, and the ascending floors are pretty good. Like, in terms of gameplay, they aren't really annoying, they aren't really tedious, they're just fun. Simply fun. And yeah, I have much to talk about with this Citadel, but yeah, it's simple. 6.4 out of 10. Not that bad. Yeah, it's pretty nice. And now we have Tile of Niflheim, and this and Casa are basically the same thing. I'll be honest. It's just that Tile of Niflheim is shorter. Never do the short one. But now for this gameplay, I will say I'm not a fan of its like tightrope gameplay. Like that gameplay, I'll be honest, completely honest, is not really fun. And it's a shame that's not fun because the Purism is pretty decent. I'm having a skill issue at this, but yeah, all of the Purism is pretty nice, and I don't mind it. And I guess technically, but if I had to have any problems that are on tightrope base, it's just that it just gets more fun as it goes. Like the last few floors are that they're definitely harder than the rest, but it's not really. Well, I don't really enjoy it since most of this tower is pretty empty. If you don't count the parcel nets, which thank God they're parcel nets. And also parcel nets gameplay is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Cause I like the castle things that they built. Yeah, it's just pretty nice. Nice mixed bag, definitely, but 6.5 out of 10. I don't really mind it that much. It's just that wow, wow, I have to cope with this next spot. What? Oh, my wife left me. Well, other than taking 5,000 hours to start a gameplay of this Citadel, do I have any problems? Well, yes, I may have problems with gameplay because, again, this gameplay just really isn't that interesting to me. For me, this again, no technical bad parts except for like the basement section. That whole basement where it's tile green and you have to go against the black soul. And so that part isn't really interesting. But everything else is just fine though. That's just it. Soul Citadel is just fine. I'd say the best part is probably the last few floors. Even though they're the hardest and probably most loot fairly, they're probably the best part. It's just, it's just, again, not really my type of gameplay. It's just not that interesting, maybe. At 6.5 out of 10. Wow. Okay, tell big, blocky, beefy buttons, same. Oh yeah, this I'm gonna do it with the 3-button progress because I feel like it. Now about this, I'll say very annoying, pretty annoying. I'll say the only 4 I didn't find annoying with the white 4 is those 4 pretty fun, but every other 4 has some sort of annoyance in it. Like I know it's button progress and it does has quite a bit of button progress. That the gameplay should be slightly harder, but I feel like this was not the way to make it harder. The whole time by itself is annoying. Thankfully, I think it's probably equal parts annoying and fun, so it isn't that bad, but it's not very enjoyable experience otherwise, and just 6.6 out of 10. And there are better towers in this area too, really. Not for I wonder which one to choose. I'd be cool and different, say tower and entropy. But now to talk about this tower, I feel like of all the Remorseless towers that are short but really hard and or really punishing, this is probably the weakest, simply because I guess I had the least fun. I'd say most jank, but I'm not sure if towers and architecture is more jank. I think this one is, but I definitely had the least fun with this, I guess. But it's still not bad. The fact that it's in B tier should say it's not bad. That bad. It's just solid enough. It does what it does fun enough, but it's not really anything else beyond that. It's 6.6 out of 10. Then that's fine enough. Yeah. Thank God I don't have to redo the button to get to Minecraft, since I feel pretty equally about both of these. Yeah, Tower of Mean Tasks is slightly better than tier VE. And it's funny because these are both basically the exact opposites. I say each other. So they both have hard gameplay, but Mean Tasks, but this VE is shorter but more punishing, but Mean Tasks is longer and more forgiving. And surprisingly, I prefer this more, since I really had fun with this a lot. I don't think this really. Well, there are bad parts, but for most parts, pretty good. For 4s I did enjoy. The only ones I did enjoy were 6, 9, and 10. So red, green, and black. But every other 4 I'd say was pretty fun. Fun to some extent. This was. I feel like this was a nice way to do like netted extreme difficulty gameplay, basically. No, it works since I liked it somehow. But it's a 6.6 out of 10. So it's basically better than entropy, but slightly better somehow. And nice. Oh yeah, back in the Salt Archives. We're back with Tower fleeing from everything ending. Funny tower. And what do you think about this? I'll be honest, this is by default probably the most forgettable TSA tower. It doesn't. I don't remember anything good, but I also don't remember anything bad, so it's basically there. This tower just simply exists. Okay, what else do I think? That's like dumbass, but yeah, no good game. Hard to compliment because there's really nothing I feel about this tower other than the length, I guess. And I guess it's. Jesus Christ, that actually scared me. Oh God. That actually scared. I forgot that was funny. I guess that was gonna give someone a heart attack, but. Oh yeah, I guess the city 4, while that is kind of annoying, that's the only thing I do remember. Kind of having fun. I guess this was 6.6. You know, it's probably nothing special, it's fine. Damn, that's scary. Great. Well, we get to talk. Cancel again. Tower of Uncontrollable Uncontrollable Ivy. And I'll be honest, this is basically Tower of Butom's or Torment. But with that tower, was just purely mediocre. This one was pretty good. Well, it was almost good, basically. The problem is definitely the difficulty spikes, and I guess the client objects. While I didn't suffer that much of the client objects, they are quite a lot. And they can be kind of confusing. Also, every outside being punishing is it's a bit much. So I didn't fail. On any of them, but yeah, that's a bit of a stretch for a tower this hard sight read. But gameplay itself is where I do have compliments for, because I do like the gameplay. And when it's not being annoying or unsight readable, it's pretty good, and I like it for it. Basically, it's maybe hard to enjoy, but it's just fine. It's another 6.6 out of 10, while we have 5 already. How team? This is interesting. Like, I mean, 6.66. Hooray, we get to talk about tough. Great displeasure. Why is it this high? I honestly have no idea. In terms of bad things, there are 2 bad things. One, the mini towers. I remember 2 being god awful, and the other 3 weren't any better. And then number 2, number 2, I think it was floor 5. I think floor 4 is the really long floor. So it's the floor after the really long floor. That floor is also pretty annoying. And sure, yeah, that's the longest floor, but doesn't mean it has to be annoying. Yeah, I think it's floor 5, floor after the long floor. But yeah, everything else about this tower, sure, it's kind of copy and pasted. Sure, it's not really that good, but I'll be honest, I don't know why I liked it. I don't know, I enjoyed myself. This was a fun tower to go through. And thankfully you only fall on the earlier parts, so you won't fall, so really you don't have to worry about punishment. And thankfully this tower is pretty nice. And I give it a 6.7 out of 10. 10 for being somehow enjoyable. Next tower, we're gonna talk about next tower. Top Sakura Bloom. Wow, both of two new towers added were worse than the 2 Remorseless that stayed. Wow, that okay. I'm sure I'm probably just being a dickhead at this point, but like, I know I'm just probably being like stubborn, but really, could they not have chosen any better options, really? Because this house is just short and janky. That's it. That's it. I don't really enjoy this gameplay. In fact, I don't know why it's this high. I guess I enjoyed some of it, but I don't know. Like take for instance the final 4th boss. Those are just so annoying to go through. And sure, I guess it's this high because it's really short. And thank God it's really short, because if not, I would not have liked this tower, like, at all, really. That's why it's only getting 6.7 out of 10. Somehow. Oh well, shame we'll never gain TOAF back, because that was a good Remorseless. That's it. Shit. And we're sticking with Zone 9, Zone 6. I did it again! 12 massive overheat Kiatine. And hopefully we could talk about this, I'll be honest, very forgettable, but at least I don't remember anything bad from it. It's unfortunate. We have another one where I can't really say much about. There's like 20 towers on this list I can't say much about, but yeah, this is one of them, and I mean, it doesn't really do anything bad, but it's just mainly purist. I don't know, I know it uses client objects, but it feels like a pure stuff. It feels like a EToH tower for some reason. For some reason that's weird. But yeah, it's just a gameplay. Pretty decent. I almost liked it. I mean, I do like it, but it was almost good. But the game is not interesting enough to be that. It's just a 6.8 out of 10. It's solid. It's very solid. Indeed. I can explain. So why the hell is Tower of Nonsensical Platforms this high? I don't really have a good answer. So, I feel like in terms of every trap tower in game, any tower that's traps in this game, I will be completely honest, this is probably the best one. This is probably the best joke tower in game, I gotta be honest. And I don't have a good reason, that's the worst part. I will say, there's nothing really bad about this tower. I'd say floor 1 is bad, you know, as we all know, but N410 is a bit cringe. Again, as y'all know, but everything else in this tower just works for me for some reason. Like like apart from those two floors, I really just has an enjoyable. I'll be honest. This is probably just a tower. I have a goofy grin on my face for playing, but yeah, I like it. It's a very nice tower. And 6.8 out of 10. I'll probably never explain why I like this, but yeah, it's funny. It's good for some reason. Oh my god! I'm in the floor! Oh, I'm in the floor. Someone help! Someone forgot to put the tectonic plates in the dishwasher. Alright, next we have Tower Tower of Rhythm Heaven made by Armor Had, one absolute lad. The best tower builder in my opinion. He just makes such good towers. Even though this might be his weakest tower they made, I still really like this a lot. Just this gameplay. I feel like this gameplay could have easily been annoying, but somehow he made it in a way where it's not annoying. Right, unless it's a punishing tower done right. Like, because this gameplay is really solid. Yeah, I don't have much else to say about this. It's just, once you say it's good, that's all I have to say about it. Be a 6.8 out of 10. Out of 10, pretty nice gameplay. Yeah. Right now, what next? Citadel of Lethargy. Citadel of Lethargy, and I don't know why is this high, even though is this forgettable maybe, but I don't know. This is charming. To me, this is the best Citadel of Uneasiness, and I already kind of like Citadel of Uneasiness. Just Citadel's really charming. There's not really any bad gameplay. There's just a lot of purism gameplay, but purism done right, in my opinion. Just really solid, really nice. We may not have much to say about this, or maybe even much to remember, but I remember being content about how good this Citadel is. It's really nice Citadel in general. A 6.8 out of 10. 10, I don't mind it at all, really. But it's just nice. Alright, I don't know what's going on. Okay. However, Overbearing Vertigo is next, and I just be floating now for why. I'll be honest. Unfortunately, another tower I can't really say much about other than gameplay is pretty good, pretty solid. Sure, the latter half can be slightly annoying, but again, gameplay pretty good, pretty solid, very nice, very yes. 6.9 out of 10, very 6.9 out of 10. Oh! Hooray! Good towers. I like good towers. I like Tower of Mines Facility. It minus my facility. Now, this is actually pretty similar to Tovite, actually. Avoiding to if we talked about it. Where both cycle through safety and punishment a lot, and I don't like that. And trust me, I don't like it here either. However, the difference is, this tower actually has good gameplay. I like its gameplay. But I will say, the amount of lodges, like I know lodges technically isn't that hard, but I think the amount of them is just a bit much, I'll be honest. Yes, and also the gameplay itself can be pretty hard. And also, I know I don't mind. Really the only time where the punishment is annoying is the first punishing, like few floors in layer 2. I think that's where the first one is, because every subsequent one is fine, because the gameplay of them is fine. It's just the first one where the gameplay is pretty annoying. We're a good tower. I like it. Our first A- tier, 7.0 out of 10. It's nice, but ball. Oh no! Yep. My favorite still brief challenges. Let's go. Oh god, this is underrated. This is one of the most underrated towers. I gotta be honest. Because shit. Yep. It's funny, this is technically the lowest quality of the 4 Remorseless in this area, but it's the most fun. That's why this tower is so high. The gameplay is just so honestly fun and not annoying. I think all the floors are consistently good, I gotta be honest. In fact, I wish this could be higher, but I know that'd probably be wrong. That's why it's only going to be a 7.0. But God, this is just so fun. This is so fun. Sure, it's probably more fun than actually good, but this just so enjoyable to me, and I liked it a lot. Fought, and let's go, another cringe take from me. I think Tower of Mechanic this way is the best of these Remorselesses. And I'll be honest, like Paso Pillars, this was one I was pleasantly surprised with. However, unlike Paso Pillars, where it was only the later half that was good, this basically all of it is good, aside from the first two floors, which I will concede, like this factory floor, it can be pretty annoying. But it's only once you get out this where the tower truly starts getting good. Like the box floors, the water floors, I think the time floor, that's where it was, and the final two floors. Like everything else is just so good in this tower, and fun. And fun. I'll be honest, when I was still scared of High Peak Remorseless, I'm glad I beat this first, because this was a very good introduction. And still very good, I really like this. Like brief challenges, this is just very fun. And 7.1 out of 10. Because holy, this tower, I'm just happy that was this good. And I enjoyed it that much. Yeah. Cog. Gears. Wow. What? Oh, what? Almost fell. We're on to the one and only Remorseless of Forgotten Ridge, Steeple, Towering Pillars. And I'll be honest, this perfectly sums up Forgotten Ridge. Just simple fun. Because this steeple is just simple fun. Now I will say, in terms of gameplay, it can get like annoying to fall. I understand, it can get pretty annoying to fall, I'll be honest. Like gameplay, it's quite lengthy. Even though this isn't above 20 plus minutes, it feels above 20 plus minutes. But I'll be honest, the gameplay by itself, nice. It's very nice, very satisfying. I didn't see where I was going there, but yeah, very satisfying. Also, gameplay feels nice to go through, and I'm proud of that. I'm proud of this steeple for being this good. And also 7.1 out of 10. Again, just simple fun. Fun, not bad at all. Like Tweet Woman. Holy, Tower of Viewing Victory is so fun. It's good as hell. Well, I will say, I guess a problem this tower would have is its inconsistency, because I'd say quality-wise, I enjoy it throughout, but gameplay-wise, like difficulty-wise specifically, it does get quite inconsistent. Sometimes it's low bomb rem, sometimes it's peak rem, and that doesn't really make sense. Mainly the layer floors. These few floors are pretty consistently like low mid rem, Remorseless. But I'll be honest, I enjoyed the tower throughout entire way. Gameplay is really fun and really solid. It's just a simple fun experience. Yeah, I like Tower for it. Simple 7.4 out of 10. Not much to say other than good. I like it. Very nice. Very poggers. Pog. Oh my god. Oh no. Well, when it's on time, we get to talk about Kui, so of overcoming the world's imperfections. Also, to answer the big question, which side do I like more? At the beginning, this or the other side? I like the other side more. But now the Citadel. So I have quite the mixed opinions about this Citadel, I gotta be honest. Now, this is once again, just like TOMF and Tovite, where it suffers through punishment inconsistency, and also gameplay like quality inconsistency. Where, okay, let's talk about the good first. I like this first, like candy floors. These are pretty good. As well as the Void. The Void itself is just pretty, like, very fun. As well as I'd say the last part. The last part, sure, it's punishing, but the gameplay itself was not unsideable. It's very fun. And now for the bad. The Western floors I don't like. What was I not? Oh yeah, the trials themselves, I don't really like them. Aside from lava, that's another thing I like. The lava floor is pretty fun. And the lava trial. But the other two trials aren't really fun. So it sounds pretty inconsistent. And punishment. Thankfully, thank God this is short, because because it's pretty punishing, I'll be honest, in certain spots. And while this set, like the Steelers just feels so inconsistent. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't like it. But in reality, I think putting it at 7.6 out of 10 and put it like right here just makes sense for it. Since even though it can be annoying and inconsistent, when it's good, it is good. Cause those void sections are really fun. Even get 7.6 out of 10, pretty nice. But compared to everything else on 10, basically not. Hey, they are better certainly. Hooray! Wow, we gotta talk about Tower of No Return, where we don't return. I don't return to Tower of damn! Yeah, finally learned Zone 8 is being crappy today. But we're talking about Tower of No Return, and and I'll be honest, I'll say that I guess this is one that I guess needs no explanation. I mean, we like this. There's any advanced gameplay that is used, like those lodges, I think I used pretty nicely and not too hard. I feel like this tower isn't too hard, not too easy. This is pretty good. And punishment, I don't think is bad really. Really, just overall solid tower in terms of enjoyment and gameplay. Simple 7.7 out of 10. No, it's 7.6. I was good. No, this is 7.6. I was give it 7.6 out of 10. But yeah, pretty solid in terms of gameplay. Oh my god, this next one's gonna be hard. Like we have Tower of Power Laws, and I have. Oh my god, this is probably the hardest one to rank because I hate the terrain. Good lord, it's thick. Like how it's 30+ minutes long. Okay, so you may. That's quite a bit of progress. Okay, that's why boot bricks are here. Yep. Okay. But then if you fall down here, if you don't want to lose progress, you have to like climb like 5 minutes at least back up here. That is not good. This is not good placement for. Why? That's why it's just hard to rank, because this technically isn't the tower's fault, but oh, this feels so bad. It's just so bad when you fall. I remember once, for some reason I didn't have the ability to jump to move when I got back here. And it was one of my layer runs, like a floor 8 run, so I had to restart. I just got so unlucky with this tower I got, I'll be honest. And falling down there just isn't a fun feeling at all. So yeah, that's not fun. But then we have, if we talk about tower itself, it's honestly, it's really gameplay itself isn't anything special. It's just standard decent. But the gimmicks, that's where this tower is like really good. Like all the gimmicks where you press F, where it changes like your F to become a power, those are really good. Like I don't think any of them are used wrong except for the clone one. The clone one, specifically for what they use it for, is a bit off. But other than that one, all of them are used really nicely. And there are some good parts, like the floor, whereas the 4 button challenges, I think that one is very fun. Very fun. And also, well, this is kind of more so negative, but floors 1, 2, and 3 aren't really that special. It's really only when you get floor 4 towers start becoming interesting. And also, I keep saying also, but yeah, this is a very mixed bag tower, but I just give it 7.7 out of 10 because, well, yeah, terrain sucks. I won't put down entirely on this tower since it's not based on it. It's fun. In terms of Remorseless in this area, there's actually one that I like. Tower Fallen, Blizzard, Dairy Creek, Okay, so let's start off. So with what I skipped, that section is basically filler, like we saw in the Void. That's basically filler. And this is where gameplay actually starts. And honestly, with the gameplay itself, yep, I enjoy it. Finally, we have a short steeple in this area, and one with good gameplay. This gameplay is good. And even the final stretch, even though I died to it many times, basically, the gameplay is pretty good, and kind of sight readable. Not that much, but just a little bit. At least it's not completely unsight readable, unlike other towers. So yeah, it's gameplay really short, which thank God it is. And I'll be honest, I'm glad that this one is punishing, because both it's short and good gameplay, so it won't hurt from being punishing. And it's a 7.7 out of 10. 10 get good tower. Oh yeah, tells zany architecture. And oh my god, this gameplay goes, unironically, this gameplay goes so hard. All this gameplay, very hard but very fun. I will say that. That was such fun. The only floors I did not like, honestly, were 9 and 10, because those were the only ones I got annoyed with. I'll keep being honest. I know 7 8 are basically extreme difficulty and are the ones that are most disliked, but I didn't find those annoying. Even no jump section, which is pretty easy. There's just 9 and 10, because that's 9 and 10. And technically 9 and 10 aren't even bad. They're just probably the hardest parts for me. Because everything else in this tower was peak. Everything else was so fun. So fun. What a good short tower this is. It's just unfathomably fun. And it's 7.8 out of 10 to be peak. Oh, peaks. Peak. I can't believe it. 56 towers all. That was all made with some sort of love and care, with amazing details. Lost to Tower of True Skill. They all lost to Tower of True Skill, and so this tower is just really simple, but really fun. It's a very fun short tower. In terms of short towers, this is just very fun. I said that like 4 times already, but really it was so described something fun and rebeatable. This is a fun tower if you want to like rebeat something. Alright. And I'll say there's probably no bad floors, and there's only one bad jump, which is on floor 9. It's one of the so you know the first rap is like this, but like harder. It's the one after that, where we have to like jump high and hug the wall. That rap is pretty annoying, but yeah, other than that, yeah, everything else is good. Not really anything bad. I will say, if you try and grind this as a hardest, it's insufferable. Trust me, I did, and it was insufferable. But just playing this as is, very nice tower, very nice 7.8 out of 10. Then Paul, and starting out top 10, we have a Citadel. Citadel of True Exasperation. What fun this is! I mean, this is probably the simplest Citadel in game, but it's just so fun to me. I will say these first few floors, especially floor 1, aren't a good introduction. I'll be honest, like they're pretty boring and sleeper material. But however, it's once you get past these floors, I'd say once you get to like the red floor, which I think floor 6, that's when the tower becomes immensely fun. It just gets better and better as you go on. I'll be honest. Like the black floors. Those that big, they're so fun to play through. Like I did not know those floors could be as fun as they are. And honestly, it was just an amazing way to end off this Citadel. Because I'll be honest, this was very fun, and I'm so glad Citadel exists as so simple fun. It's basically a Citadel versus Tower of Viewing Victory, but even better somehow. And it's 7.8 out of 10. It was almost great, but honestly, good on the Citadel for being in game. Oh yeah, I'm excited because we've reached the point where the towers start becoming really good. Sonic Totasm, time and space manipulation, and oh my, this is so much better than Tosaps. Tosaps was, I'll be honest, I did not enjoy Tosaps at all, as you could tell if you watch the intense ranking. But this is so much better. This is such a glow up, I'll be honest. It's wild. This tower is so fun. And that mainly has to do with its gimmicks. I love its gimmicks. Like these orbs, now they're actually fun. I will say what makes this the weakest of the greater towers, I will say, is because the gameplay itself can be pretty annoying. The gameplay and gimmicks too, to be honest, they can be a little annoying and quite loot fairly. But yeah, when I'm having this much fun on tower, it almost doesn't matter how loot fairly it is. It is, because it's just so enjoyable. And I'll press A+ tier, so you could tell, because this is a 8.3 out of 10. And being funny, how funny. Oh wow. And here I was worried that Seal of Treachery was going to be the only great Citadel, because we have Seal of Wacky Strategy. And Jesus... Okay, I'm gonna bring up Coles again, because why play Coles when this exists? I truly mean that. This is an amazing adventure, I gotta say. Cow, wow. Wow, Cows is simply what adventure. And again, bring up Coles. Coles didn't feel like an adventure. Coles just felt like a brain aneurysm. But this, oh god, this setup. Honestly, the adventure, it's incredible. And not all the gameplay is perfect, unfortunately. I feel like all gameplay is consistently great. Sure, nothing is perfect, but it's all consistently great, I will say. In fact, that kind of is this Citadel. This Citadel. It isn't perfect, but wow, the effort, because how fun this was. I know I might glaces, but oh god, this Citadel, it deserves it. What an amazing thing to play. And then 8.4 out of 10. Then it can't go higher because it does have its annoyances now and then, especially for being this hard. Well, come on, it's a wacky strategy. I couldn't put this lower than top 10. Next time. Alright, now we have Citadel of a Cruel Tale, another great Citadel. Honestly, this one counts I feel pierced into. However, I prefer this one because I feel like it's more consistently good, I'll be honest. Like this whole Citadel. But sure, the first 4 floors may not be that special, but oh god, once you get later, it becomes truly amazing. The last floor specifically, what an amazing floor that is. But honestly, this whole Citadel is just super enjoyable and an amazing experience. Just like Cows, both of these are experiences. And what amazement this Citadel has brought me. I mean, cause truly, wow, how amazing this was. That's an 8.4 out of 10. So yeah, basically Cows, but slightly more consistent. Oh god, the towers, they keep getting better. We can't handle so much peak in one video. Now we have to have prismatic instability. Just short of top 5, but I still really like this tower so much. Now I'll be honest that this is probably this is a tower that deserves a 30+ minute ranking because even if you fail, god, this tower is still so much fun. I'll say the one negative I probably have for 6, 7, and 8. I noticed those 4 specifically cause me quite a bit of annoyance. And while I may not love that, everything else is just so good. Like 4, 5 is immaculate, as we all probably know. And I'll, God, it's hard to talk about this. It's simply amazing, simply phenomenal. Even how good gameplay like this, how this gameplay got so good. Okay, honestly, I'm just surprised at how that this song I managed to like so much. This gameplay is just very nice. Like the wall jumping mechanic is really nice. The ziplines I use very good. Honestly, it's just a Citadel that I can't glaze enough, even though it's only an 8.4 out of 10. And I thoroughly enjoyed myself through this, and it will forever be nice every time I play. Fuck. Welcome back. We're in our top 5. Our top 5 full of amazing towers. Sorry if Malignant Blight, and this is just such a vibe to be. That's probably a horrible analogy, but this is probably I'll be honest, this is probably example of gameplay that I just really like. Like if this wasn't gameplay I like, this would be like a C tier or B tier. But honestly, this gameplay, I really like Steeple Boy Anime. So this is basically that, but better. It's harder than Soba, but in a realistic way. Cause this, oh god, this is so good. It's moving platforms. It's purism. God, this tower. This was amazing. This was the first like harder Remorseless I beat, and I'm glad I beat it. Cause wow, this was an immaculate beat. one to beat. Because what I mean, wow, I'm surprised something this good could exist. It's an 8.5 out of 10. 10. Unholy how enjoyable this is. This is again amazing. Welcome. Hello. The Steel Spire Horizon Glaze will never stop. And now, because we're talking about ToH geometric kinetics. Next, what a nice Remorseless ToH. And what fun this is. God, this gameplay. I'll be honest. I'll be completely honest. This gameplay is amazing, as is. And I'll be honest. If you fall here, sure, this may be a punching tower, but falling, I'm not pissed off when I fall. Surprisingly, because this tower's gameplay is simply that pristine. It's simply that good. I'm so glad this gameplay. I enjoy it so much. And in fact, I'm glad this tower's in game because what fun purism this is. This is tough for Remorseless, but in the right way, but in all the right ways. And wow, I just can't believe this exists. Again, because like always, Steel Spire Horizon can't miss except for that one tower we won't mention. But yeah, 8.6 out of 10. 10. What fun! Again, this was completely. Alright, top 3 time tower of 1, 2, 3, 4, and oh lord, this was fun. Like sure, tower of prismatic instability may be more interesting, but god, this is so fun. Oh god, this gameplay, simply amazing. This is simply. I'll be honest, I don't know how this was made. I don't know. Just like for all of these, I will never be able to conceive gameplay this good. This uses jank perfectly. I'll say that. This uses jank perfectly. Perfectly. Like, I don't like jank, but in this is probably the best use it'll probably ever get for me. Cause wow, this tower, it has so much good purism, and its core objects don't disappoint either. Wait, I'd say its weak point is probably the puzzles, because it doesn't really need to have puzzles, but other than that, wow, this is consistently just so fun. It's so fun. And wow, I just don't know what else to say for towers like these, because it's just so amazing, these towers. And 8.7 out of 10, simply wow, simply amazing even. Wow, so you know how my favorite Citadel of Treachery? Well, that's still good, but wow, Citadel of Increasing Claustrophobia is a very good second place. Take what I said about Coact and Cowsby Adventure. This is an adventure. This is amazing. This is amazing gameplay. God, this is just so fun. And I'll be honest, I was surprised by how much. I knew I was probably gonna like it because, you know, Zone 9. I did not expect this to go this hard though. This hard, and what's crazy? I could see myself not liking it at all, because it's basically classic gameplay. This could have easily been bad. No, this is good classic gameplay, with a good modern twist on it. Oh god, this is just incredibly well made for its area, and this and Tofu completely deserves Zone 9, because while they may not look interesting, they sure play amazingly. And this gets an 8.8 out of 10. Unfortunately, unfortunately not an S tier, but wow, this is simply a beautiful experience and exquisite gameplay. I'm glazing. I'm gonna glaze! Oh! We're here. Unfortunately, yeah, this is our one and only S tier. Unfortunately, we only have one S tier this video. Yeah, since difficulty tends to have multiple. But this S tier, all this S tier is so much quality, because we talk about Tower of Eye Candy. Easily the best Remorseless in game. Better than 1, 2, 3, 4, better than Coic, better than Geomet Connections and Magnet Blight, better than all of them. The moment I stepped foot into this for the first time, I knew this was going to be my favorite Remorseless. And wow, this is Well, I mean, this is speechless for this gameplay. This gameplay is amazing. This is exquisite gameplay. I truly mean by the word exquisite. This gameplay cannot be matched with how good it is. It is. And let me regurgitate the only negative. Again, I guess not negative, since I actually learned the worst part of the 4-9 with the Dark Force, since that's kind of a loot fail nation. But honestly, it's still good. And then next would be 4-7-8, since those are a bit harder than the rest. But again, those are great. That's great. And the floors I do have negatives, so floors 1 through 6 and floors 1 through 6 are perfection. I mean perfection. Perfection. Oh, honestly, just so amazing. Honestly, I can't explain why this tower is #1. We simply have to know it. If this tower is your favorite Remorseless, then you get it. Because honestly, this tower, it cannot be matched. That would be the only S tier on this list, being a 9.7 out of 10. 10 with how peak this gameplay is. It's how peak. And here we have it, lads. Alpha tier list. The Remorseless tier list. Jesus, the B tiers, they go crazy. There's 3 tiers already. But yeah, this is the tier list. I'm finally back. And I get to share my trash opinions once again. And insane ranking video will come out soon, don't worry. That won't take long. But yeah, that's it. Have a day. Or I'll force you to play Tales of Us Plus by